Their weapon, a phone. Their target, your money. Telemarketers pretending to be disabled, then robbing you blind.
They want to sound a little bit kind of, just retarded.
Our hidden camera exposed them. Tonight, our confrontation with a company dialing up deception.
Do you think it's right to pretend to be handicapped to get money from people on the phone? Is that the right thing to do?
Only on 2, preying on your pity. Tonight's big story. And good evening, everyone. Dominique is in for Linda tonight.
And Bill, we have all taken calls. Telemarketers asking for your money. But have you ever wondered if they're telling the truth?
Our big story tonight, only on 2, a Houston telemarketing company caught lying, claiming to be handicapped to prey on your pity. Our hidden cameras take you behind the doors in search of the real truth. News 2 Houston investigator Tony Kovaleski live in the news center with this exclusive report. Tony?
Bill, here's how it worked. Carrying a hidden camera, we sent a member of the investigators, one of our employees, for a behind-the-scenes look inside a company called Lifeline Industries. Our question, is the company preying on your pity? Our investigator got the job, and the camera got the truth.
Lifeline Industries. We could get into big, major trouble.
Through the lens of our hidden camera, you're looking behind the scenes.
You might as well know what you're into. What all am I into? It's a scam.
Inside the office of Houston's Lifeline Industries.
This is your old handicap friend.
This is what, but your handicap friend.
This your little handicap friend.
You're hearing the truth behind the telephone.
Some of the callers, they use the old cold calling pitch. That we help the blind, the children and all this other stuff. We're helping this child and stuff. Pretty much blatant lies.
I've been purchasing from them probably for about 10 years.
During that time, Sandra Holland has purchased light bulbs, cleaner, and gift wrap, sending hundreds of dollars to Lifeline Industries.
They just say, "Hi, remember me? I'm your handicapped friend."
According to this consumer, she's paying prices significantly above market value. It's her way of helping the handicapped.
And the ones who call me who say, "Hi, I'm your handicapped friend," I expect to be handicapped in one way or another.
An expectation this company fails to meet. Listen how one employee defines a disability.
People ask me on the phone, "Are you handicapped?" Well, yeah, I wear reading glasses. I'm visually impaired. So I tell them, yes, I'm visually impaired.
It's a definition that appears to start at the very top. Meet Bob. He's the general manager.
Do you recommend that I kind of imply it in a certain way, or if it works?
I do. Just is how I talk when I stutter. And the way I'm talking, like this. And at first, I'm a little bit loose there.
You're watching Bob in a training session, teaching our employee the tricks of his trade.
I want to sound a little bit kind of, just retarded. To me, when I stutter and I act real excited like this, and I talk to Mary like this, Mary, they feel sorry for me, man, because they don't think I'm all there. I'll stutter like that, you know what I mean? And I do that on purpose.
And we found the deception goes much deeper.
I need help. This is Dorothy calling from the handicapped people in Minnesota.
This is Dorothy. She's not in Minnesota. She's the top salesperson calling from the Houston office.
We'll buy some garbage bags. We need help. Help the handicap out.
Look closely at these pictures. She appears to walk like any able-bodied person. But now listen to her pitch.
Yes, ma'am, you know what? It's my birthday today. I'm 61 years old today. I've been in my wheelchair for 19 years.
But Dorothy's not in a wheelchair. In fact, during 8 separate visits to their offices here in the Montrose, we never once found her in a wheelchair. And here in the parking lot, we located her car. It has no handicap plate and no handicap medallion in the front window. And Dorothy parked in a regular space, leaving the lot's 3 handicap spaces open and available.
No, ma'am, I'm paralyzed in a wheelchair. I've been doing this for 19 years. I'm paralyzed. I have that muscular sclerosis.
She says she has muscular sclerosis. We checked in medical journals and found muscular dystrophy and multiple sclerosis, but nowhere could we find a disease she called muscular sclerosis.
I'm paralyzed. I have that muscular sclerosis.
So we never found a wheelchair or the disease, but we did find Dorothy, some of her co-workers, and a supervisor, all aware of the questionable claims.
A couple of people come right out and say that, I've been in a wheelchair for 16 years. Well, they're not.
She's been doing 16 years, so she believes it. She says she's in a wheelchair.
Does it help when you tell them you're in a wheelchair or whatever?
Well, you can't do that. I can survive with that.
It's a company preying on pity, cashing in on the care and concern of hundreds of unknowing customers, including Sandra Holland.
I have a complaint against Lifeline Industries.
She filed this written complaint with the Texas Attorney General.
I believe that Lifeline is violating the law in the way it is operating on the phone, and it certainly isn't being ethical.
And this is how she reacted after watching our videotape.
I think that they should be thoroughly investigated.
Bob?
No.
Tony Kowaleski from News 2 Houston. How you doing?
Good, yourself?
I'd like to talk to you about your company. You got a moment? For answers to why it's happening, we took our tape and questions back inside the Houston office. Do you have a problem stuttering, Mr. Zamboni?
I don't know what you mean. I'll stutter like that, you know what I mean? And I do that on purpose.
Would you ever tell an employee to act retarded?
Pardon? You see what I mean? You want to sound a little bit kind of, just retarded.
Do you ever let your employees sit there and pretend they're handicapped?
We have handicapped employees here.
Could you show me some of them right now?
Hello, yes, I need the police officer out here.
Bob called the police and elected not to comment, but Dorothy answered our questions. Do you have a handicap, Dorothy?
Yeah, I do.
You
my
do?
records are in the home office. I was my records.
Back to your office.
My
the police coming.
My records are in the home headquarters.
Could you show me your wheelchair, Dorothy?
It's in my house.
Are you paralyzed? Just answer the question.
No, I'm not paralyzed.
Shortly after, we were escorted out of the office. You sure you don't want?
Police department will be right here.
It's an opportunity for you to explain what you're doing.
Police department will be right here.
Responding to our investigation, the company president has launched his own internal inquiry. His attorney told us today there is no excuse for the actions you just watched. Now, Lifeline Industries has also reprimanded its employees. Remember Tim, the supervisor who said eyeglasses are a handicap? Today he was fired. And Dorothy, the top salesperson, she was placed on indefinite leave without pay, pending the outcome of their investigation. And the GM, Mr. Zamboni, the company docked him 2 weeks' pay and gave him a written reprimand. Lifeline's attorney said the company may still fire Mr. Zamboni. Tomorrow we take our investigation to Alabama. Our question, are employees in the corporate office also crossing the line? The answer tomorrow at 10. Live in the News Center, I'm Tony Kowaleski.
Our investigators are working new leads every day, stories that affect you. If you have any tips or ideas, call our tip line at 713.
Caught on tape, a plot to get your cash. A Houston company caught by our investigators lying.
You want to sound a little bit kind of, just retarded.
Tonight, we follow the trail to their headquarters in Alabama.
Favor, Tony Kowaleski from Channel 2. Can you get a hold of Mr. Zampiri?
Getting answers from a company dialing up deception, preying on your pity. Tonight's big story. And good evening, everyone. The doors are closed tonight at a Houston telemarketing operation in the wake of our exclusive undercover investigation.
Our big story tonight, a shakeup at the top of a company where people are preying on your pity, claiming to be handicapped to get your money. Only on 2, our investigators go to the source, the headquarters in Alabama. Is the deception nationwide? News 2 Houston investigator Tony Kowaleski is live outside the company's Houston headquarters with the exclusive. Tony?
Linda, this is a for-profit company. They've been selling light bulbs for 16 years, but tonight the phones are quiet and the lights are out on Lifeline Industries. Take a look. That's their offices up there on the 8th floor, shut down while the company's president takes a closer look at our investigation from last night and the pictures you're about to see tonight. Bob?
Yeah.
Tony Kowaleski from News 2 Houston. How you doing?
Good, yourself?
I'd like to talk to you about your company. You got a moment?
When I stutter and I act real excited like this, and I talk to Mary like this, Mary, they feel sorry for me, man, because they don't think I'm all there.
Do you think you're running a legitimate company here?
A couple of people come right out and say that, I've been in a wheelchair for 16 years. Well, they're not.
Our hidden cameras found several of these callers stretching the truth and even lying. They're paid to sell light bulbs, household cleaner, and trash bags for a company called Lifeline Industries.
No, ma'am, I'm paralyzed in a wheelchair. I've been doing this for 19 years. I'm paralyzed. I have that multiple sclerosis.
This is the company's Houston office.
You see what I mean? You want to sound a little bit kind of, just retarded.
Mr. Zamboni, would you ever tell an employee, hey, just act a little retarded because they'll buy more stuff from me? Would you ever say that?
When the police department gets here, I'm sure they'll sort everything out.
Bob, the general manager, elected not to comment and offered little insight into the activity we uncovered inside his office during our 2-month investigation.
You sound more like an idiot.
So you want to sound like an idiot, huh? Is that the key?
I do. Mary, how you doing today? This is Bob, your old friend out here with the blind and handicapped people out here at Lifeline. How are you this blessed day? Well, Mary, I can only just call you just once a year, and I just wanted to say thank you for the order that you placed with us last year.
So you'd rather me sound like that than just like normal rather than like upbeat?
Don't I sound like an idiot?
Yeah.
It works. I don't know why it works.
Do you think it's right to pretend to be handicapped to get money from people on the phone? Is that the right thing to do? We offered to show Mr. Zamboni the pictures you just watched. He declined and asked us to leave his office. You sure you don't want to talk to me, sir? You sure you don't want?
The police department will be right here.
It's an opportunity for you to explain what you're doing.
Police department right here.
According to a supervisor, this Houston office is one of at least 6 nationwide locations, all telemarketing products using the Lifeline name. This is Mobile, Alabama, headquarters for Lifeline Industries. We came here to find out if the questionable conduct is isolated to the Houston office.
When are you looking to start working?
ASAP.
I got openings on the evening shift. I can start you today on that.
Once again, Lifeline hired our undercover employee to make the calls, only this time from inside the company's home office.
You'll see people making bigger money than I'm even going to tell you.
That night on the sales floor, we were trained by one of the company's most successful salespeople.
This is Steve. I'm that old handicap guy. You're here at the handicap center?
Sound familiar?
This is your old handicap friend.
It's nearly identical to what we found in Houston, with one variation.
See, the reason we're calling is they've laid off a lot of our handicapped people.
Steve the salesman says he's handicapped. This is how he looks outside during a break. He's the one in the ponytail. He walks like any able-bodied individual and elected not to park in the 3 handicap spots outside the office.
What about they ask you, like, are you handicapped? What do you say? I don't ever tell them what my handicap is, but I usually lie to them straight up. I usually just lie to them.
Questionable activity in Mobile to go along with what you've already watched in Houston. Our question, does the company's president approve? Do me a favor. Tony Kovaleski, Channel 2. Can you get a hold of Mr. Zampiri? According to public records, Michael Zampiri III holds the title of president for Lifeline Industries. We were unable to contact him, but in Mobile we did find his son, the man in charge of the company's daily operations. I just want to give him an opportunity to see what's happening in Houston. Do you want to look at it? Do you want to look at what's happening in Houston? That's all I want to ask you. I have the tape right here, sir. Later, Lifeline Industries decided to hire an attorney from a Houston law firm to review our hidden camera video.
I mean, you want to sound a little bit kind of, just retarded.
That is totally unacceptable, completely unauthorized. In fact, it's outrageous.
The company responded with this letter from President Michael Zampiri. It says Lifeline has suspended all sales representatives exposed in our investigation and fired this man, a supervisor of the Houston office. But the company elected not to fire General Manager Bob Zamboni. Instead, it docked him 2 weeks' pay and issued a written reprimand. Based upon the actions of Mr. Zamboni on that videotape, do you think it's responsible for a company to allow him to still manage telemarketers?
The way I'm talking, like this. And at first, I'm a little bit loose there.
Did Lifeline go far enough here?
I don't know that they have gone far enough, but part of what has happened is that the manager's behavior will be investigated thoroughly, and termination is not out of the question.
Through its attorney, the company has said it will make a swift decision on Mr. Zamboni's future. We will continue to monitor the developments and bring you an update next week. We are live in the Montrose District near downtown. I'm Tony Kovaleski.
Our investigators are working on new leads every day.